Hello, this is a message for those people out there who feel like the world is a terrible place and it's everyone is shit, everything is shit, everything is getting worse. You may be afraid of a World War III. You may perceive to be an upcoming apocalypse. You may think everything is terrible in the world and only getting worse. And you feel like you have constant confirmation of this, probably through either social media or however you absorb information. You feel like you're getting constant confirmation that this is the case. And you feel maybe you are surrounded also by people who share your worldview, that everything is in fact, terrible and awful and only getting worse. And I'm here today to challenge that. So what I'm getting is that whoever this message is for, you're the kind of person that thinks that if you don't see the world the way you see it, if someone doesn't see the world as a terrible place only getting worse, they're idiots, they're airheads, they don't care, or they don't pay enough attention, something like that. Okay, so I'm here also to challenge that and make you understand that your worldview, the way you perceive the world to be only getting worse, is not even factually correct. And if you did some research right now, you would quickly find out that life right now on Earth is better than it's ever been for the average human being ever in history before. Okay? Now, it is true that there are horrible wars happening in the world. That's true. That's also been true the entire time I've been alive and the entire time human beings have existed. If you do your research, you might be surprised to find out that even primates engage in organized group conflicts. This has led me to believe that we've been warring with each other since before we were humans, since before we evolved into this form. But the fact of the matter is that right now, the war situation in the world is better than it's been in the past. That is hard to digest, maybe, but if you look for the data is there to confirm it. The same that the data is there to confirm that quality of life for the average person, and I'm not just talking about people in first worlds, I'm also talking just across the world. There is data to confirm that overall there's less poverty, there's more access to clean water, there's better plumbing, there's higher life expectancy, there's better access to better food, there's more access to luxuries that when you think about the luxuries we get at any level of society now, they outdo whatever luxuries royals had as recent as 100 years from now, okay? 100 years ago, okay? Even people who are broke have better access to amenities than Marie Antoinette had, okay? Just by simply having a bathroom, a nice, like a cell phone, a TV, internet access. Okay, like we lose sight of how blessed we are when we focus on these narratives that everything is actually worse than it actually is. There's also the aspect of how much are you contributing to the problem? Are you making your life or anyone else's lives better, or even letting them remain the same when you spend your time feeling awful and suffering about this state of the world? If you let your days be ruined and your moods be ruined by negative things happening in the world that don't have a direct impact on you, and negative things happening in the world that you have absolutely no plan on contributing to in any way, shape, or form to make better, you need to think about, why are you using these negative things going on outside of you as an excuse to ruin your own quality of life and have a negative impact on the quality of life of those who surround you, because you are responsible for your impact on others. And if you are in a terrible mental state because you think the world is in a terrible state and you think the world is just getting worse and you feel hopeless and you're not doing anything to improve the world, and then, you go and you interact with people with that mind frame, you're probably having a negative impact on those people and you may not even realize it. And regardless of you having a negative impact, there's also the fact that you could be having a positive impact. If you were in a good mental headspace, if you were in a good mental framework, whenever you have an interaction with someone, you could actually contribute to their life. But instead of that, you're using negative world events that you're not directly connected to as a reason to give yourself permission to live your life from an ungrateful place and in a bad mental framework. Now, when you think of those people who have to deal with warfare, they don't have an option. What do you think they would be doing if they had the chance to have a free, safe life like yours? Do you think for their sake it's maybe worth trying to be in a good place, make the most of how fortunate you are, and try to make a positive impact in the lives of those who surround you? Maybe then you will feel like the world is getting better. So hopefully that was helpful.